Ready to go. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a very special live video today. We are joined by none other than the man, the beast. There he is, Maateiwarangi Heta Morris. Welcome, brother.
Oh, thank you.
Guys, we are going to be having a massive live session today. Maateiwarangi, as you guys know, he is the man out of New Zealand. There's no doubting that at all. 10 years, is it?
10 years, new.
10 years. Tim Pipe, welcome into the chat. That's 10 years undefeated in New Zealand is this man sitting on my right. We only just fit him in the studio. Good evening, Richard Jedex. Good to see you guys here. Thank you so much for joining us. It's going to be a good session. Cheer from, what we got here? Cheer from Solomon Rima.
Cheer Maori.
Good stuff. Thank you for joining us in there, Solomon Rima. Josh Barker's in the chat, one of the 70-kilo killers. He says, shaking his hand. I was like, whoa. Yeah, let me just, yeah. The thumb meat, guys, the thumb meat. Oh, let me just change that camera. Hold that thumb up in that camera there. It is brutal. Turn it side on. It's like, I don't know, it's indescribable. Feeling that hand when you walk up to the table, yeah, you get the panic sets in. Joanne, she says, I'm so worried that weak ass armchair will break. Yeah, Joanne's my wife. We're worried about it too. But thankfully, just don't rock around too much on it, and it should hold still. Good stuff. But anyway, guys, Maateiwarangi, you've had a massive tournament this weekend over the top down under. How'd you enjoy it, man?
I loved it. It was amazing. Definitely one of the best tournaments I've competed in.
Mm-hmm.
The atmosphere, man.
It was special, wasn't it? It was special. I think what the Australian Arm Wrestling Federation pulled off was I think it was the best tournament that we've seen in the Oceanic region. Most
definitely, yeah.
Yeah, and it looked and felt like the movie.
It did. It really did.
It really did. If you haven't seen it, oh my goodness, I'm sure you have, but it really did seem ridiculously on point. The staging, the lighting, everything about it was amazing. Mate, what was it like in your preparations coming into this tournament? It's been a long time since we've had a competition. How are you feeling coming into it? And tell me about that lead up.
I was glad that we had nationals before coming to this because that had been a couple of years before I had competed.
Mm-hmm.
So going into nationals, I sort of broke the ice a bit, felt a bit more comfortable. Training, everything felt good. I still felt like I was in the best shape, and I brought the best that I could.
Yeah.
To the tournament. Yeah.
Nice. Well, you did look in amazing form in there. I mean, you're someone who actually made Larry not look enormous. I think you look bigger than Larry. So, and you got to do a collaboration with Larry as well.
Yeah, it was amazing. The next day we did a full-on bench session within an hour. A full bench session within an hour. There were no rest periods.
No rest. Larry just pumps it out.
It was part of his new training program. Yeah.
Nice. Hey, good to see a few guys in there. Varley says, what's up, Ryan, fellas? Maateiwarangi, good to see you. Josh Barker as well coming back in. Matt, do you think the strength gap between you and Lockie was big, or do you think adjustments could have you winning it?
Adjustments, most definitely.
And guys, you can see the poll here. Please vote for who you'd like Maateiwarangi to actually to pull next. You can see that the poll is already running. At the moment, 20% are saying Lachlan Adair. 35% say Khaled Jashel, 20% on Larry Wheels, 26% on Corey West. So you can see it's a good mix there. Who would you want, Maateiwarangi, out of all of those people?
I would like to have a rematch with Lachlan, especially after the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
But aside from Lachlan, Larry Wheels or Corey West.
Yeah, nice. Good stuff. Hey, great question there, Josh Barker. Thank you very much. But talk me through that match a little bit more. Like, we're going to release some absolutely phenomenal footage of that match. I think it's the best video that I've ever edited featuring your match. I'm getting shivers on my spine just thinking about this video, guys. So do not miss it. It will be premiering later on this afternoon. But Tell me about the match itself. The first time in the A-Draw final when you guys haven't touched hands in years. What was it like?
The stare off, man. He was on the other side of the table. I was on the other side. We're just staring each other off, man. There was no one else in the room, man.
Yep.
As soon as I gripped up with him, there was a new and improved Lachlan.
Because the last time you faced him was what, 2018 or something? Yeah, so
yep, the year before the last Arnold's.
So 4 years had gone by, and definitely an upgraded version of Lachlan since then. Ben Young once asked the question, just out of curiosity, what is the Beast doing when he is not arm wrestling?
I'm bench pressing, mate.
Bench pressing?
Yeah.
What is? Tell us about your bench press. What is your Beast bench?
At the moment, it's 265 raw and 300 for 5 equipped with a sling.
Okay. So I don't want to spoil anything with you and Larry, but you bench with Larry. I'm not even sure what Larry benches, but you right there with Larry, or Larry like?
I don't want to say it just in case.
Okay.
But
Tune in. I think it comes out. At 10 p.m. Dubai time tonight.
Yeah,
that one. So, guys, you'll see Maateiwarangi and Larry Wheels benching together.
It was definitely even.
Yeah, nice.
Let's just say that.
Lazy Hook says, "Well done, bro. Would love to see the Beast pull in the US King of the Table or Arm Wars."
Cheers, brother.
Yeah, we need to get more Maateiwarangi out there in the world. Obviously, the last 2.5 years has been really difficult with travel and whatnot. And you've been international before, but you're at a certain stage and level now, isn't it? Where it's time.
Yeah, it's time to venture out, man. I'm feel like I'm at the peak of my evolution within New Zealand. I need to start venturing out more. I've realized that for probably the last few years.
Yeah. How many years are you into it?
10 years. This year is my 10 years.
10 years, absolutely. So the tournament on the weekend, who was your first match? Jack Burmester?
Yeah.
Okay, from WA, Jack Burmester, that's right. And he actually looked pretty good. Jack had looked pretty good earlier in the day. So that's not an easy first round, Jack. What did you feel in that match? It's all right, you can say it.
It's like, out of all respect, I didn't feel much just because I flashed pinned, and that was my game plan going into it. Flash pinning until probably the top 8.
Yeah, and that's as you say, that's what tournaments are all about, isn't it? Just getting that quick win done, and Jack was the unlucky man that got you when you were perfectly fresh and ready to go, and you're just thinking about get to the final.
Jack is a good man.
Cameron Ralston says 100% Maateiwarangi needs to break into that US King of the Table Arm Wars region, and I think he will. I think he absolutely will. Brandon Burgess, good to see you in the chat. Thank you very much. Says the Beast is in the house. Yes, he is. He is sitting in this studio. We fit him in. The Aussie arm wrestler, Jake Ward. Man, how good was Jake Ward?
It was amazing, man. I have a lot of respect for you, bro. You're the one that set the vibe for the tournament.
Yeah, Jake Ward, guys, is, as we know, the Aussie arm wrestler. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you go and do it. He is phenomenal when it comes to his ability to control the room and the energy of the room. He was awesome. So thank you, Jake Ward, guys, the Aussie arm wrestler. He says the Beast looks so good at the tournament. And
thank you, bro. Thank you.
Good stuff. What else we got? Tell us a few people. I expected this question to come up. The Seattle Green wants to know the story about the. It's not a tattoo, is it? What's the correct word for this?
So in New Zealand we call our cultural markings tāmoko, and this specific one is called a mataora. That represents like my genealogy, my ancestors, and where I'm from. This particular design represents where I'm from, up north in my country. And yeah,
nice. It makes you look even more intimidating. Not that you needed much more of that, because you already are a massive beast of a human. But and again, it makes me think about that video that we're going to release later this afternoon. The stare down and the roar that happens between you and Lachlan. Oh,
it's by far the best video I've seen, and any arm wrestling, let alone myself being in it.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, that's a big compliment. I appreciate that.
And it's the best video to lose too. So
Yeah, if you're gonna lose, make it look good at
Yeah.
least. But you did make it look good. The first round, when you guys slipped, it looked to me like you had slight hand control outside the straps. Is that what you felt?
yeah, well, I felt him trying to slip out. I stayed on top, but pulled the thumb. Felt good. Strap match. His containment, man, next level.
Yeah, yeah, he's good. I know that Lachlan has just invested so much time on this,
Yeah.
and it's a nightmare for most people. But you had the back pressure and the pronation, and that King's move. I noticed when Lachlan contained you at center. I saw a moment where Lachlan looked like he celebrated. He thought, "Yeah, I got this." But then as he went to take you sideways, there was a defense there.
Yeah, there was a point there. I knew as soon as he contained, I was thinking, yeah, this is not the same Lachlan. I knew straight away that I need to hit his wrist. And he was containing. It was until I sort of dropped down a bit, pronated, his wrist did open. But he still maintained his containment.
He jammed that shoulder in, and yeah.
Excellent, man.
Yeah. Lachlan's evolved, and if anyone was ever going to take Lachlan's hand, it was going to be yourself. I've always seen you as predominantly that ace style top roll puller, but you seem to have evolved into more than just one ace. You had a solid defense, and your inside game is looking good as well.
Yeah, I've just started building the confidence to go inside. You know, being in New Zealand, not many experienced arm wrestlers, so I stuck to what I knew. Got a club now. We've been going strong for about 2-3 years, and now I've started experimenting, going inside, and I feel a little bit more comfortable. But
still working on it. But good stuff. Hey, Solomon, thank you for the comment there. He says, love the respect shown to our New Zealand champ. Huge respect to you, Ryan. Thank you very much for that comment. And the whole New Zealand team came over. Like Charles Puru was there, James Wells, Anton, and a few new faces that I hadn't seen. One man who impressed me so much was Josh Barnett.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Me and him have been training together for probably the last 6 years.
Yep. He's been a bit of a secret weapon. You guys, you revealed him, and I was like, oh man, watching him go through the draw, I was like, oh, this inevitable clash with him and Sam Barnett.
Yeah.
And that's another one that has to be a super match.
That has to be a super match.
It does.
It definitely does.
Because Sam got the win, but I could see the genuine fear in Sam. Normally, when Sam grips up other 80 kilo guys, he's just, and all of a sudden, Sam's like, oh, whoa. He's looking for millimeters, and the commitment in that hook from Josh Barnett, very, very special. So has he been? Have you coached him to where he is, or you said 6 years you've been pulling with him?
Yeah. I mean, he approached me about 7 years ago to get into arm wrestling, and we've been training together since. I wouldn't say so much coaching. I'd say we
just training partners.
Yeah, nice. But we run our club together. So. And Fitzy, Thomas Fitzy.
Yep.
The tall
guy. I got to face him, actually. I got to face Thomas, and he had that scary press. Hey, Ashley.
So that's the new New Zealand women's champ.
Oh, wow. Yeah, there we go.
Also a powerlifting champ.
Fantastic. Ashley, thank you so much for your contribution in the comment there, and looking forward to seeing more from you. So how long has Ashley been arm wrestling
now? 6 months.
Nice. And she's coming from the background of powerlifting. Look out. Okay, we got some competition for the Aussie girls. Good stuff, Ashley. Thank you for the comment. Hey, Tim Pipe, you wanted to know more about the are you again, what's the word? It was
Tāmuka
artist. Yeah. And that's what you do for a living?
Yeah. I've been doing that for about 17 years.
Nice. Josh Barker, I couldn't agree with you more. He says, for how intimidating he looks, and there he is again, ladies and gentlemen. He's a gentle, very humble giant. Yeah, you are. He's one of the best people to be around in arm wrestling for sure. We didn't need security in that room, did we?
Well, my uncle's head of security
at the casino.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Well, he was definitely comfortable with that room. I don't think anything was going to go wrong. Solomon says he believes Lachlan has got to another level. What do you think about Lachlan's level? He's I think he was 112 kilos when he faced you. Tell me about just what you see in his potential, where you think he goes in the sport from here.
He's got a lot of he's got some good opportunities ahead of him. He's his level has stepped right up, and I respect him for that. Yeah, I can't wait to get back on the table with him. If he levels up, I level up.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Hey, Grip Alwadi, which I believe that's Beta. I believe that is Khaled's grip coach.
Oh, nice.
I believe they're watching. Thank you for tuning in, brother. Beta. He says, well done, everyone who competed. You all did amazing. Thank you very much for that. What are the big man's thoughts about Devin and Levan from the Seattle Green? Who are you backing in that one? Because you've touched hands with both these men.
Man, I actually, it's hard to come up with an answer for that. It's either going to go two of one ways. Either Levan's getting 5-0, or I'll predict Devin 3-2.
So there's a part of you that feels like there is a way for Devin.
There is a way. I mean, in the last 2 years, Devin has blown right up as well. And I feel like he can hopefully outlast Levan.
Yeah, if he gets all coiled up and gets that stop, the arm wrestling world will go crazy. But Levan, obviously, the peak of strength in the arm wrestling world. It's his match to lose, I guess, if there is one. But yeah, what a match. But thank you, Seattle Green, for that question there. We're all looking forward to that one. Now, King of the Table. You'd obviously love to be on King of the Table, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And we've got Khaled's coach there in the chat. Well done to everyone. There he is again, Beta. You never know. The Beast Maateiwarangi Khaled could be something there. Khaled's famous for just having an enormously strong hand. You have an enormously strong hand, but you have a very different shaped hand. You've got the biggest thumb I've ever seen, the thickest hand I've ever felt. I don't know that Khaled's is thick. I think his is just enormous.
Yeah.
I'm sure it is thick, but what sort of style matchup would you see? Like I haven't seen anyone top roll Khaled yet. Michael Todd struggled. How would you go against Khaled?
I feel like if I can maintain my post high up in his hand and get him sitting on my thumb, hopefully it'll be difficult for him to grip up.
Yeah, nice. Well, that could be a possibility on the cards. King of the Table, you never know. Aussie arm wrestler Jake Ward says the New Zealand team were incredibly respectful. Had great time with them. Yeah, we all did. We loved seeing you guys. It'd been too long. It'd been too long since we'd all got together.
It was good seeing everyone, man.
That was one of the highlights. Just seeing you and Ryan Scott and Doug Fatterface sitting next to each other having a beer. To me, that brought back so many memories, man.
Yeah.
It's all where it all began 10 years ago for us. Chance, sure, good to see you in the chat, brother. He says, I like a match between him and Corey. It would be fun. I think you and Chance would be quite interesting as well. Chance has leveled up, and he's kind of the same ratio of outside to inside as you are. Yeah. You guys are like 80% outside pullers.
Chance is a bad man.
It'd all come down to that hand and wrist at the top of the table, wouldn't it? But Chance, good to see you, man. Thank you very much. What does this make you think about this man? Levan Vaganishvili says Todd Zilla. After feeling Lachlan and then thinking about Todd, what do you think about that man?
Man, what an arm wrestler.
Yeah. You have to think that he's where Todd's level at right now is the peak of Todd that he's ever been at. That he's making a big charge up that leaderboard because.
Is there a John Brzezinski versus Todd on the cards?
I think there is. A John Brzezinski v Todd Hutchins coming up later this year in the USA. That will be amazing. The question here from Robin Chen: is the workout footage with Larry Wheels going to drop? Do you know when it's coming out?
Adam told me tomorrow sometime.
Beautiful. Yeah, I think if you're in Australia, I think it tends to be like 4 a.m. when Larry drops videos. 4 a.m. for us. I think it's 10 p.m. Dubai time. That one will drop, but that one will be coming out, Robin. We can't wait to see it
Next couple of days.
next couple of days. Do you want to give any? You don't want to give any spoilers of any sort, any little things? What are we up for? It's a bench session.
Yeah, we did repetitions.
Nice.
Mm.
Very good. I like it. I like that. Sounds like there was a bit of a challenge between the two. Can't wait to see the balance. Sibu, good to see you here, man. Thank you very much for supporting the live. What else we got? We got High Chance. Yeah, all good. The Beast, what's up, boys? From Fatali Mateo.
Fatali.
Did you get to grip up with Fatali?
At the after party, I think.
Yeah. and by that time, you're sore, aren't you? Like,
yeah.
I did see footage of you pulling with Larry in a hook, and Larry was able to get you. What sort of fatigue level were you at that point?
Yeah, I had nothing for anyone. I just wanted to grip up with him. You know, he was there. Wanted to feel him, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think what I remember when I got to feel Larry in the hook straight after the finals. I called Larry up, and his bicep strength is amazing.
He reminds me a lot of Brett.
Mm-hmm.
The way that his bicep is positioned for arm wrestling.
Absolutely. Fatali Mateo says you pulled well, brother. And for those who don't know, Fatali Mateo won the super heavyweight division prior to the overalls. I think that busted him up. Fatali would have been one of those dangerous guys that could have been in the top four. He really was. But he had massive wars with Adam Laura and Lachlan Carpenter and Andy Boskovic. So Fatali, I hope you are feeling all rested up again and get back into it. But ladies and gentlemen, make sure you watch for the name Fatali Mateo. He is a monster as well. We got a a few super chats coming in now. Let's have a look. We got one from Cold Stone with a $9.99 US super chat. Says, do you feel like a part of Michael Todd's problem could have stemmed from him constantly arm wrestling palm up during his nationwide tour? I'm curious because Devon never allows this in training. There has been a change, hasn't there, in Michael Todd's level, it seems like. What do you observe in that?
I would like to see Michael start training a bit more outside of his King's move, staying a bit more tight. Has he hooked?
I think he's got a press, that's for sure.
Yeah,
and his hook is, I think his hook is the level that still high level pro, but it's just not elite.
Because he can drop straight into his King's move.
Yeah. But he did seem to lose, like against Canada. He seemed to struggle with pronation, where the Michael Todd evolved. That was his ace. He just dominate. Like you look at his matches against Saplenkov and Pushkar. He was winning the pronation battle, and now I don't know. It's as a pronation heavy puller yourself. How much focus do you put on that? And have you ever felt your pronation go through a season where you were struggling with it, or has it always been solid?
I haven't gone through like I haven't felt any struggle through it. I just feel like I haven't been able to give it what it needs to definitely level up with the rest of the world.
Yep, absolutely. Well, thank you once again, Cold Stone, for that super chat. Tim Pipe comes in with a super chat, 10 Aussie dollars. Says Mateiwarangi is so nice. You personally messaged me when I sponsored you for the World Championship years ago. Respect. We have a great arm wrestling community.
Cheers, Tim.
Yeah, Tim's a good dude as well. Always supporting across the events. Thank you very much, Tim Pipe, for that. I didn't see Tim at the event. You missed it, brother. It was amazing. But I'm pretty sure you watched that pay-per-view and had a good time. What else we got? Looking through. Barney Rubble says Corey would be the better choice. Khaled is still new in the sport. I think the Beast would do him tactically. Corey's more experienced, a better challenge. And I agree with that. I think so. I think Corey is someone that's emerging into that elite realm.
Yeah, real fast.
And real fast. What he did to Krasimir Kostadinov was massive. But I genuinely think you're the same level as Corey for sure. You just haven't got the opportunity to pull those guys. Have you? Yeah. It's coming. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, let's actually have a look at the poll. Where's the poll up to? So far, we're sitting at 22% Lachlan, 35 Khaled, 14 Larry, 28% on Corey. I would love you to put Corey. That would be mega. But yeah, well, do you have plans on getting overseas? Is there anything scheduled for you?
Nothing written in a book, but that is something I would like to do.
Mm.
Yeah, I would like to travel overseas more, get more overseas experience, and
If you could choose between pulling US or European, where would you want to pull? If you had to pick one for this year, where are you going? Or for the remainder of this year?
Man, okay, I've got two answers for that.
Yep.
I would say Europe for the intensity, and US for the experience.
Mm. Yep.
I like European arm wrestling because I know how serious they take it.
Yep.
I'm not saying US don't, but I feel like I can get more experience out of the US.
Yep. Gotcha. Absolutely. Either way, it's something we want to see. Hey, Scarpelica comes at me with a question. Says, Ryan, do you think that Gasparini can crack Vitali's hand? And then same question for you. My answer to that one would be not in a ready go. I don't think he's taking Vitali's hand and ready to go. Not yet.
Vitali's hand, man.
Yeah.
Real tall.
Yeah, long and he's grip strength. He's the world record holder in dynamometers as well for grip strength. So phenomenal stuff from him. And Gasparini's evolved, hasn't he? He's changed. Like
his back pressure. Well, him and Hideki,
Yep. Yeah, I actually see Gasparini's evolution, interestingly, and Lachlan's evolution. They have a similar story going on, and they have similar attributes in the mega bicep and mega fingers.
Yeah.
Lachlan tends to be happy to come in more than Gasparini, but their center table is very, very similar place that they come from. Obviously you can't get ahead of yourselves, but like if you could just have an experience of pulling any of the guys in the top 10 ranks in the world, if you could have a genuine start with any of the top 10 guys, who would you pick there?
Yeah, I would like to try Levan again.
Levan again? Nice. There we go. Well, you never know. You never know. It could be in your future. What kind of music do you listen to? Says the Seattle Grain. What kind of American music? He specifically says American music, but what type of music do you listen to?
I have a variety of music, man, from Tech 9 to Nana Muscuri, UB40.
Yeah, good stuff. Hey, Lazy Hook says, seeing the Kiwi and Aussie rivalry back in action was awesome. I agree. We'd love to see an Arm Fights Unleashed Supermatch comp based around a bunch of Kiwis and Aussies. Yeah, I think we could. We could have a Trans-Tasman Supermatch series. You and Lachlan go again. Who's the number 2 in New Zealand right now?
We're in the process of finding that out.
Okay. Who's it between?
So at the moment, I think we've got the top 4. They're about to find out. So they've got super matches going throughout the year until we get to the last person, which I will take on at the end of the year.
Okay.
At the moment, you've got Corey, Charles, Makairi, and I think it is Miley. I think are the top 4 at the moment. They're building it out for
that right to take on you. Nice, good stuff. That is something that we'd love. Todd versus Rackley is going to be interesting from Valley. Who are you backing in that one, man? That's crazy.
I'd love to see Todd.
Yeah. Rackley seems to be evolving at the moment, doesn't he? Training with Levan, he's looking like he's quickly rising, but we haven't seen him pull since Dan Mosier. He beat Dan comfortably, but Todd's another level. I'm leaning towards Todd, but Rackley, he's got speed.
Yeah.
That European speed.
Well, I know Todd can sacrifice his wrist.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, Josh Barker wants to know how many reps of 100 kilos can you do? Now, if this is what you and Larry did, then we'll say we'll find it.
We didn't do that, but I've at the moment I think I've done 60.
60 reps of 100. That's crazy. Oh my goodness, Maateiwarangi. I'm not sure. I'm genuinely not sure I can actually bench 100. I don't know. It hurts to do push-ups. That's all I know. Let's see. Solomon asks, Ryan, what do you think Maateiwarangi needs to improve on to get the next level? That's an interesting question when the man's sitting right next to me. If I could tweak Maateiwarangi in any way from what I know of you, man, it's always nice to have a little bit more wrist rise, isn't it?
Yeah.
Always nice to have a bit. I feel like wrist rise, man. I feel like wrist rise is the most rewarding single strength.
Yeah.
And you feel the same?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like that contains a lot of power. It keeps your position.
Yep. And it was something interestingly that I found as a vulnerability in Larry Wheels. I got to face Larry Wheels in the tournament where I won, and then I pulled him in the after pull, and it felt like two different people. And the distinct thing was that in his setup, there was no rising going on. There was no threat anywhere from right. It was just here.
Yeah.
What do you think of Larry's potential?
I think it's good. I think he has a lot of potential. If he's guided the right way, he's going to be a dangerous man.
His bicep strength for me was what I noticed when we went into the hook. I could control his rotation, but as soon as he dropped, I'm like, oh, shit, that's a bicep.
It's a big bicep.
It is a big bicep. Hey, let's have a look through the comments again. Simon says, Kia Ora Maateiwarangi.
Kia ora, mate.
Thank you for joining us for the live, man. Scrolling down. We got another super chat here from Sir Bagels, $5 US dollars. Thank you for the super chat, brother. It says, what is the Beast heritage called? I don't know much about the island cultures.
So New Zealand is actually called Aotearoa, and we are called Maori. We are the people of that land.
Very nice. So before European settlement, it was Maori was the original people of that land.
There was a lot of people say that there was another race there before us called the Morioris, and they average height 6'6", average weight over 140 kgs, and they were fair, ginger, blue eyes.
What? Yeah. For gingers that were that big?
Yeah.
Whoa. I did not expect. Well, it's funny. Very famously, and you can comment on this. I got this is my personal question for Maateiwarangi here. You've heard Neil pick up. You've heard a lot of people talk about and kind of laugh at me when I've said the Brisbane 8. And I don't know if you've heard of the Brisbane 8, but the story behind the Brisbane 8 was way back when everyone was talking about Khaled's arrival in the sport and his genetic potential in the sport. I remember saying, I reckon I could find 8 people in Brisbane, and I was talking about the people of New Zealand that live here in Brisbane that have more genetic potential than Khaled. They're just bigger humans. New Zealanders are big, aren't they? Or Maoris in particular, very big people, aren't they?
Yep, we're thick.
Do you know what? Do you know what your wrist measures by any chance?
No.
It'd have to be. I mean, it's got to be a 10-inch wrist at least. It's big, and you're not the biggest though of them by any chance.
No, not at all.
Yeah, that's it. I did hit I got the opportunity to meet a gentleman named Samson. He was from Tonga. He was 6'7.5" and 180 kilos, and he was not a gym guy. That was just his start point. I think, oh my goodness, so good stuff. The Brisbane 8's real, people. The Brisbane 8 is real. Lazy Hook says, Maateiwarangi is so much stronger than our next best in New Zealand. He would gain so much from a trip to the US or Europe. What's it been like? Is it a struggle being the strongest guy in the country to train?
Yeah. Yep. I definitely agree with it. It's hard to push yourself to that next level.
How do you do it? How do you do it?
I use about 3 people on the table and about 2 bands. Yeah.
Fantastic. So do you pre-fatigue? Do you go to the gym before you grip up for table time or something like that?
No, I treat table time as a gym session. I go into it with everything.
Good stuff. Investing with Tom says, what's up, boys? Thank you for joining us. Investing with Tom. Scarpalika comes back in with another question. Ryan, to you and Maateiwarangi again, do you think that Devon will ever attempt a hook? Or do you guys believe he will go fully outside with every time? I'm assuming against Levan. You see it in a hook?
I'm man, that's so hard to determine that match between those two.
Yeah. For me, it's one of those ones where I can imagine a successful match for Devon in a hook. I can. If he's big enough, I can imagine him really posting up and just diving.
Yeah.
And if he gets the stop, he will win.
Yeah.
If he gets the stop from there, but it's just is he resilient enough to coil up and get in?
Yeah. How much Levan? How much power does Levan have coming down on top of it? You know?
Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if Devon tried that at least once in this super match.
That's what I feel like. If it does go Devon's way, 3-2.
Yep.
I feel like Devon will sacrifice.
So we might see King's moves early to put fatigue into, and then when it's 2-0 Levan, he's like, all right, now all in. Now all in. Yeah. Oh, it's exciting. Just thinking about it. Great question. Scarpalika, good stuff. What else we got? Appreciate the support there. Says get the likes up, guys. Yeah, hit the like button for us, guys. That helps us get out there with the algorithm, get more people meeting the beast here. The Drew 24, one of our regulars, the man Drew 24. He comments on literally every arm wrestling video there is. He's always helping the algorithm. Drew 24. Awesome, thank you very much, brother. Ben Philo, there he is as well. What's up, lads? Great showing. Good to see Ben at the event as well.
Big man.
He is a big man, absolutely. Holly says impressed with the camera work. Thank you very much, Holly. We're always upgrading, trying to pick up the standards of the production here for you guys.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and for me, it's always just a big thanks to you guys watching for doing this, because without the support, I couldn't do this. But thank you so much. Ben Young is laughing at the ginger with blue eyes being that big. Maybe that's where I'm descended from. I'm not quite as big, but not quite as big. Chance Shaw, he says, I'd love to get over and pull you two, Lachlan, Mario, etc. Great group. What's the level like now? I mean, we can't compare to overseas because we haven't got enough data yet. But just from what you know of the level within the Oceanic region, what evolution have you felt personally? Because you've been sitting at the top of the pile for that entire 10 years. What's the level like now?
I feel like we're getting up into that level of competing with US and Europeans. Slowly but surely, we're getting there.
We've got a lot more depth than we've ever had before, haven't we? Like it used to be only 2 or 3 guys that would put work into your arm, and now it's like, oh no, there's quite a number. Like, I remember at the start of this tournament, I remember thinking personally, you and Lachlan are the favorite, but I thought there was like 6 guys that could have made the podium at least. Myself, Mario, if Fatali had been fresh. Yeah. Big Marcus didn't get the pull. Mario. Actually, tell me about your match with Mario, because it looked a little controversial. Like there was the start was called before you were ready. How did that roll?
It was just a technical issue on the reffing side. As we were setting up, the ref had said, after I'm going to close your guys' hands, I'm going to adjust. Close our hands, ready to go.
Yeah,
I was waiting
for the adjustment. Yeah, and you Mario put the big hit on, and you rolled out. And got the slip below the bottom, but yeah, the look on your face, it looked like hey, what's going on? Good stuff. But what do you think about Mario as an arm wrestler? He's only 25 years old.
He's so for me, coming into this tournament, there was Lachlan, yourself, Ryan, and Mario that I was keeping an eye on.
Yeah.
And Larry, but Mario was definitely in that top.
And one Aussie you did get to compete with was Jordan Davis. I saw you put on a bit of you had a bit of a show with Jordan. You outside the strap slipped once in the strap that looked secure, comfortable, just job done.
Strong. Yeah. Man, he was strong.
for his weight, and I mean, he flash pinned Brett Coots, that was a big moment, I thought, for Jordan to flash pin Brett, because Brett, of course, has been one of the guys dominating. So that to me was a pretty big step up from Jordan. You eliminated Jordan, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. No, it was actually Charles Putty.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because you beat Jordan the first time, and then Charles beat Jordan and eliminated him from the B draw, and then Charles lost to Larry. That's right. There we go.
He has an amazing Larry and top roll. Charles. Yep. He was someone to watch out for.
He very famously almost beat the great Danny Tesh. We got within millimeters. Pro Mike Arm Wrestling has a question for you, Maateiwarangi. If you could choose to have a match with anyone in the world, who you pull?
I think I've always wanted Levan. I just it's for the experience.
It's for the experience. Yep.
Realistically, I'd like to face Lachlan again, especially after the weekend. Like, he's helped me to learn myself after that match. So I'd like to put myself to the test again with someone who I feel like I can do that with.
Yeah, absolutely. And that makes sense. I get it with the Levan thing. That would be unreal experience. The best way to become elite is to pull elite.
Exactly.
So absolutely. What else we got? Han Solo says, Jesus, look how massive Maateiwarangi is next to me. Yeah, I look very small today. I normally look decent in these lenses. I normally do that and it looks massive, but not today. Slaying it, Ryan, says Benjamin. MC, thank you very much, brother. The Newcastle University, Jacob there, I believe it is. Great to meet you, Maateiwarangi. I'm looking forward to gripping up with the New Zealand boys when I'm next over.
Awesome, boy.
Good stuff. Yeah, we had a great turnout, didn't we? It was amazing how many people. And look, there is one of the men we were talking about earlier, Mario Timbakas. He's in the chat. Good to see you. Mario needs to get himself an international match too. Yeah. I think. Oh no, he just went to the USA and not long ago, and he did beat Cody Spermeric. Yeah. And he only lost to, I think, Jordan Sill. But that was deep into a tournament. Mario Armors something needs to happen.
Yeah.
Actually, that's a good question. I like that. If you could pull King of the Table or Armors or Zloty, which one are you pulling? And assume it was the same opponent in all those three. So you could get your best your favorite opponent, and you could pick the platform to pull under.
King of the Table.
King of the Table? Nice. That's an excitement-based, a lot of eyes on it. Yeah.
The exposure.
Yeah, there you heard it, Larry and Adam. If you're listening, get this man on King of the Table. He wants it, and now you've met him, I'm sure that they agree you're a monster. So good stuff. Let us see what else is going on in the chat. Mario's apologizing for.
It was not your fault, man. It was not your fault.
Yeah, you just reacted when the ref said go, Mario. It's all good, brother. Ben Philo wants to see Corey Skinner versus Bowen Contado. Bowen Contado, one of the guys from New South Wales. I haven't gripped him yet, but he was one of the guys that I was like, oh, look at this man. Really tall, blonde guy, the Australian champion woodchopper, I believe. Really tall guy, Bowen Contado, and massively strong hook. I believe he's actually number 2 in New South Wales on the left arm now. He's beating Adam Laura, he's beating all those guys. And he's
Corey's left is strong.
Oh, I got to feel Corey's left on. He crushed me. He ripped my left arm off. I'm like, okay, yeah, that hurt. Good stuff. Holly says if I beat Engens, all is forgiven. How do you think I'm going to go against Engen Thursday in August? Is it?
I personally, I've seen Engen pull on social media and stuff. That is going to be an amazing match.
Yeah,
the way that you can utilize your moves the same that Engen can, just on the table.
Yeah, for me, the match with Engen is like it's a legacy match. It's one of those like, wow, you get to pull an all-time great.
Exactly.
I have Engen, and in me, I feel like he's almost the number 2 on the GOAT list. When we talk about stats in the sport, I think he's won 20 world titles. I think he's won a world title in like something like 7 different weight categories. It's crazy. So pulling him is going to be amazing. And not only is he going to be strong in condition, but he's tricky.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to be on my game, man.
He's got such good table IQ, man.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. I can't wait. But thank you, Holly, for that one. She says all will be forgiven. Look at that. She might become a fan. Good stuff. What else we got? Do I have a bigger head than Maateiwarangi? No, I'm just closer to the camera. I am just close to the camera. I still look smaller, even though I'm close to the camera. Maateiwarangi, I don't think I am at all. No. Sir Bagels asks, Maateiwarangi, do you do arm wrestling specific gym training like pulley systems with handles, or are you mainly a table time guy?
I do a lot more table time than arm wrestling accessories, but I put that kind of work in through my gym routine. Table time has been my go-to for the last 10 years. I have started adding more accessories to arm wrestling in the last few years.
Yeah. What do you think? The Drew 24 asked about Lockie and Brett at the left hand, with Brett back at 105 kilos, because we saw a 90 kilo Brett, which he looked small, didn't he? By the standards of Brett, he looked small on the weekend. But Brett at 105 has traditionally been the number 1 ranked left hand in Australia. Lachlan now leveled up. Who would you pick in that match?
Man, I've always seen Brett dominating on the left arm in Oceania for quite some time.
Very true.
I would like to see them match. If Brett got back up to 105 or plus, that's going to be a good match.
And he's mentioned he would myself against Brett right hand. That's actually something that I have wanted for years and years and years. Yeah. We just haven't been able to make it come about. But I would never for the slightest second underestimate Brett. If it got turned in, I'm in trouble.
Do not give him time.
But yeah, hopefully it's good to see Brett pulling. Brett won the 90 kilo class. Brett was got to give credit to Brett that he beat Olimov Beksod in the 90 kilo class on the left. So that's a big achievement for those guys to be the same weight and for him to beat Olimov. Yeah. Shows you the caliber of Brett Coutts, who of course beat Ron Barth in a super match on the left hand in the years gone by as well. Guys, just wanted to let you know we've been on for 48 minutes. We're going to stick around for about 5-10 minutes more, and then we're going to go have lunch. I promised Maateiwarangi a big feed. We've got some massive steaks coming up, so we will be here for 5-10 minutes more. If you do have any questions for Maateiwarangi, please do ask them now. And then we're going to get on the table a bit later on. We're going to do some nail bending as well. And some maybe some captains of crush. We'll see what exactly the Beast is crushing these days. But have you done nail bending before, or?
Yeah, during our lockdown, I was just sitting in my shit bending shit. Yeah. I came across a video on TikTok of someone doing it and thought I'd give it a go. So I started pulling some nails out of the wall.
Nice, so beautiful. Well, I can't wait to do that. So, guys, we will do those collaborations as well. But if you do have any specific questions for Maateiwarangi, hit them up now, and we'll go there. Which part of New Zealand are you from?
At the moment, I'm living in Hamilton. My marae is Hokowhitu from Whakatane ways, Ngāti Awa. Te Arawa, Ngāti Awa, Ngāpui.
Very good. And I got to see New Zealand for the first time. My wife and I, we stopped in at your place, and you got to have a group up, and you gave us some tips on where to go around the place. Man, I love New Zealand. We want to go back so soon. It's one of those scenery wise, one of the most beautiful countries I've ever seen. The people are so friendly. It's just man,
fresh air.
Yes, fresh air. That's a good description. Good stuff. Well, let's have a look else. We got a comment here from John. Hey, that's our man John. He says he's one of the boys over there in New Zealand, isn't he? The trainer. That face looks familiar. Maybe not. Maybe I'm thinking of a different John. How can we get more Maori and Pacific Islanders involved in arm wrestling back in New Zealand? Seems like untapped potential.
Give my page a follow.
Yeah.
Or the New Zealand Arm Wrestling Facebook page. Yeah. Go on there, man. All the information's on there.
I feel like the sport is starting to grow no matter where you are now. Social media is getting out there, isn't it? The reaches.
I remember, man, when I first started, there was about 6 arm wrestlers in New Zealand.
Yep.
Mm.
Yep. And
Now there's well over 100. There's well over 20 clubs in New Zealand.
That's amazing. Hey, Tim Pipe wants to know, rare or well done on the steak today, mate?
Blood.
Nice and rare. Good stuff. How tall are you, brother?
6'3".
6'3". People wouldn't know it because you're so wide and thick. People think you're short and stocky, but no, you're a big human. And 165 kilos?
Yeah.
Very good. Very good. Solomon says, please film everything you do, Ryan. Yeah. All right, I will film for you. Maateiwarangi eating a bloody steak. I'll film. We'll definitely get the gripping and the nail bending. It'll be good fun this afternoon, and the grip up on the table as well. Yeah, Ben Young says, where's all that nail bending coming from? The Latin? Vitaly Latin is phenomenal, elite level nail bender as well. He does everything. But have you seen Vitaly's nail bending stuff before?
I've seen him crushing the grippers.
Yep. Okay. For sure. We'll have a crack at all that. All right, guys. Opening jars is enough, says Holly. Maateiwarangi does not have any troubles with that.
I had wine trouble opening the jar.
Really?
Yeah.
Your hands are too thick.
It wasn't opening, man.
Yeah.
And my mom came and grabbed it, and she just.
Oh, that's gold. Sir Bagel sneaks in with a super chat just before we end. Thank you very much, brother. He says, I know this is silly, but was Moana perceived by the Maori?
The movie.
The movie.
I feel like that movie was more Pacific based than based around Maori.
Yeah, I think it was based on I've looked at that up before. I've asked myself that question. It was a made up island among Pacific nations, Pacific islands. Yeah. Good stuff. All right, guys. We're going to wrap this one up here. Thank you so much for joining myself and the Beast Maateiwarangi. Where do people follow you and find you? You're on Facebook. You have a YouTube account.
Yeah, Maateiwarangi the Beast on Facebook. Maateiwarangi the Beast on Instagram.
TikTok too. You got a massive TikTok, haven't you?
Yeah.
I've seen you crushing apples where the apple looks so small in your hand. Someone asked, could you crush an apple? And
yeah, that was the first time I ever tried that, man. So.
That was gold. Good stuff. Hey, what's your favorite food, Maateiwarangi, before we go?
You might know it as sea urchin or uni.
Oh, my goodness.
Kana. It's called back home.
Good stuff. All right, guys. Thank you so much once again for joining us on the show today. Please do follow Maateiwarangi on all things, and we look forward to seeing whatever it is you do next, man. King of the table. I hope you get an invite. I'm sure it's just around the corner, man. But either way, well done on your performance this week. And guys, most importantly, do not miss this afternoon's video. Trust me, the video I'm going to release this afternoon of Maateiwarangi and Lachlan it's killer.
Yeah, that's.
We're going to go watch it now just to get excited before we do anything else. But all right, guys, take care, and we'll see you again soon.